Okay, this never works in relationships or in your love life. You're gonna wanna stop doing this right away. Hi everyone, Mireille Nicole here, and today's video, I wanna share with you the one thing that absolutely never works when it comes to saving your marriage, fixing your relationship, having a better love life in general. And I'll give it away right now, that is trying. So I get a lot of women that come to me, they reach out to me, and when I start sharing with them some different relationship skill techniques and approaches, even just communication skills in general, or even emotional mastery, sometimes they will come back, or I should say even oftentimes, unfortunately, they'll come back and they'll say, well, I've tried that before. And as soon as I hear the words, I've tried that, I know right away that it's only been done once. Okay, maybe twice or 3 times, but very haphazardly. And one thing that's never going to work in love, in life in general, actually, is if you're trying to adopt a new approach or strategy or do something different in your life, if you just do it once or twice or haphazardly, it's never going to work. It's never going to stick. Think of all the different areas of your life where this applies, right? Like I love comparing it to health because health is such a huge value of mine personally, and also in my relationship, physical health, in addition to mental health and all the other aspects of health, spiritual well-being, etc. One of the things that is very obvious in those other areas, right, is if you eat a salad once, you're not going to lose 20 pounds. Right? Even if you eat a salad twice or just every now and then, right? You're going to have to do the healthy habits, the healthy eating habits in this case, every day, consistently, no matter what. And if you fall off the wagon, you get back on. Same thing with exercise, right? You don't go to the gym once and get that 6-pack. You don't go to the gym twice or just every now and then get that 6-pack. You do it consistently. You do it regularly. You do it no matter what, because it's who you are now, and it leads down to the road of what you desire and who you want to become. And it's the exact same thing in relationships, in your marriage, in your love life. If you want something to change there, if you want things to get better, you're going to want to use the research-backed, effective skills, no matter what, whether or not your partner responds correctly to that, regardless of whether or not he shows empathy towards that, even though it's hard, right? We want to do these things no matter what because it's who we are. We're trying to, or we're working towards, not trying, right? I catch myself too. We're working towards being that empowered woman. Same thing on working with our communication skills. You know, maybe you've tried a few different approaches. And even I say, right? I don't want to sound like I'm contradicting myself because I'll always say, you know, when it comes to communicating with your man, you might have to try a few different approaches before you find what works. But at the end of the day, it's using all of those together. Think of everything that you've heard about relationships. Maybe you've tried working with someone already, or you've been listening to my videos. I want you to think of them all as puzzle pieces. If you kind of try just one of them here or there, or if you try one, you just move on to the next and you're not getting results, know that it's because they all work synergistically. They all work together. They're all pieces of that puzzle that once you put them all together, you're going to get that vision, right? You're going to see your dream relationship there formed, come to life. When my own relationship was on shaky ground, I made the commitment to myself that I would do the things no matter what. I was going to learn all the relationship skills that I needed to have a healthy love life, regardless of what happened in my current relationship. Now, obviously, I say that, but I wanted everything to work out in my current relationship when I did the work, and it did. So I'm so happy and so grateful to be able to say that to you and share that with you that it works. But I was really looking at my emotional mastery for myself first and foremost, no matter what. I was really looking, how do I communicate what I need, right? How do I express my desires? What is the most effective way? Even if my partner still gets defensive, even if he still takes it wrong, even if it triggers him, right? I was still doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's the right way to ask someone. And I knew, and eventually, I knew in the sense that I trusted. And what happened is eventually things started turning around. So maybe at the beginning, yeah, it wasn't so obvious, but I'm glad I kept doing it. I'm glad I kept trusting that it would work, because eventually it did. Because when a lot of times what happens is when you start applying these skills, your man's going to get thrown off. Or your man's still in the habit himself of reacting a certain way. So at first you might be saying, okay, well, it doesn't work when I ask him something a certain way. He's still reacting that way. Well, number one, it could be because he hasn't broken that habit yet. It could have kind of made him step back a little bit and be like, oh, this is different. But he might, if he's not doing his own work, right, he's not going to realize that. So I'm not saying that for this to work, he also has to be doing some sort of work. If he does, that's awesome. If he's more than just trying himself, that is awesome. In my case, that wasn't the case. I took full responsibility, and eventually, just from me changing how I showed up, that wore off on him, right? The mirror neurons kicked in, and monkey see, monkey do, and he started emulating that just naturally. But obviously, it's going to be a lot easier if you're in a situation where your man is just up to doing the work right away and you guys are both doing it together. But I want to give a message of hope to those of you who aren't in that situation where it's reciprocated necessarily, that you can still show up in your best light, in the best version of yourself, using the skills and mastering the skills, and there is still hope for you. And at any point, obviously, you can decide not to do this, but I always share with women that whatever you decide to do in your relationship, however long you give it a chance to turn around, like, you're going to want to learn these things anyways. It's never a waste of time because you're going to use these skills either in your current relationship or your next relationship, if you choose to decide to go that route. So just to wrap it up, when I decided to stop making the mistake of just trying things and actually learn the skills and master the skills, I started doing them no matter what. I didn't try to communicate better. I did communicate better every day. And if I messed up, because obviously we're human, we're going to mess up, and I messed up all the time, I just picked myself back up and did it better the next time, or just got back on track and communicated better and just did it again. I didn't try to manage my emotions, I did. And if it wasn't working, it doesn't matter. The next day I had a good night's sleep maybe, or even if I didn't get a good night's sleep, I had a whole sleep to kind of shift my mood, and the next day I tried again. I did it again. I didn't try, I did it. Although I'm saying that, but if you keep trying every single day, that's fine. You're still doing it. Just don't try once or twice or haphazardly. So again, I didn't try to avoid arguments. I just did avoid arguments. And if it didn't work, I just kept doing it. You get my point. You get my point now. Let me know in the comments. Ultimately, that's the difference between those who are lucky in love and those who are constantly in relationships with narcissists, avoidant attachment style partners, or simply emotionally unavailable men. From now on, you're not trying anymore. You're just working towards. You are doing the things. It's simply becoming who you are. If you want to know more about these techniques that I share or need support in terms of accountability to keep doing the things, reach out to me. There is an application link in the description, and let's have a chat to see what would work best for you. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Let me know what you think about this video and how do you see this? Have you noticed that you tend to try, or do you tend to do and stick to it because it is the right thing to do? All right, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.